Welcome to a special episode from YourTeen Magazine and Cultivating Roots, where we tackle the teen years head on.
And let's be real, those years can feel like a roller coaster. 1 minute you're laughing together, the next, slam doors.
Oof, we are teen experts and co-founders of Cultivating Roots. I'm Caitlin, a licensed marriage and family therapist.
And I'm Malia, a credentialed school counselor.
And I'm Hannah, a credentialed high school special education teacher. In each episode, we answer the real, raw, and tough questions parents are asking about school, mental health, identity struggles, and everything in between.
So if you've ever thought, who is this kid, or am I messing this up, you're not alone.
We give honest answers, practical tools, and ways to connect with your teen.
So whether you're walking the dog, stuck in traffic, or winding down after a long day, welcome, and let's dive into it.
What's up, everyone?
Hello, you beautiful, beautiful people.
So right when we were about to do this, because, I'm in my classroom and it's after school, the person who I shared my classroom with was like, so, do you enjoy doing this? And I was like, yeah, it's the highlight of my day. I get to talk with you guys.
Highlight of my life.
He's like, you still are enjoying it? I was like, yeah.
My favorite is when we are finished, we have to wait for it to upload. And then sometimes we just use this platform as a way to talk with each other. We're not on Zoom, we're on we're on a podcast reporting platform, but we use it
just
to chat.
Chitting and chatting
because we can't stop talking.
Hannah, you and I talked while you were driving home on this platform last week. And then I was like, wait, I'm just gonna call you.
I feel like until I got home.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
Sorry to leave you out.
Kate, how was your first full week home with
it's been so
being
nice,
a full-time mother?
Full-time mother.
Instead of a NICU mom.
I know. It's been so much better than I thought it was going to be. I'm such a teen person, I love teenagers, and that's what all my experiences with is 12 and up. And so I was a little worried about the newborn phase. For me, when somebody brings in their baby to work or whatever, and everyone's like, oh my God, you guys are give me that baby. I want to hold that baby. That's how I feel with a puppy. But with a newborn, I'm dreading for it to be my turn and oh, cute baby, but kind of nervous. So I was not sure how this part of parenting would go for me, but I'm really enjoying it. He's so fun.
You're pleasantly surprised.
I'm pleasantly surprised that I'm not enduring it. I'm enjoying it.
Oh, that's amazing.
I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
So beautifully
said.
But if you weren't enjoying it,
if I wasn't, I would
too?
tell you. I would be so honest. But my husband's been home. He goes back on Friday. He's taking the bulk of his paternity leave, as you guys know, in the spring, so that we can delay childcare. But I think I'm gonna miss him a lot. He does a lot of it.
Yeah,
I think
he's a hero amongst us.
Yeah, and just having somebody with you, because
it can feel fun.
Yeah, it can feel lonely a little bit at
isolating.
times. So
totally, I know.
Which is why we do everything
together
in our parenting journey. Hannah and I decided to take on.
You guys are the undertakers.
Yeah. Hannah was like, so I'm going to take the kids to go get their flu shots. Do you want to make an activity out of it and bring your kids and we can get ice cream after? I'm like, great idea.
5 kids, 5 flu shots. Or 7 because you got them too.
Yeah. And Hannah and I got the COVID ones as well. So
we took all of our kids
shot.
5 arms, 9 shots.
Yeah, to Kaiser Flu Center with 5 children under the age of 6.
Luckily, we were, generally speaking, the only customers.
Thank God.
Most of them did great.
It took a full staff, though.
It took a full staff. We had people coming in that were like, do you need help? Can I hold that baby?
Yeah.
You're like, this isn't, I don't even know whose baby this is. We just picked one up in the parking lot.
Yes. One person thought all 5 were my children.
We should have just said that. And that I was your helper.
Her nanny.
I was your, what do you call it? A mother's helper?
A mother's helper.
You
Yeah.
kind of are all of
But
our
Georgia,
helper.
my 4-year-old, I
Oh
think
She had a
that she
my
tough
has a
go.
god.
future in the PETA. Um, the level of drama that ensued
Oh man.
was like nothing I've ever seen. But the real drama came when we got home and she proceeded to tell me that she could not feel her legs and could not walk. And I like kind of freaked out for a moment because I
And
googled
she
it and
got
that's
the
like
shot in her arm, right? It's
no,
not
she
like,
No.
did get it in her leg. She did get it in her leg
oh,
I was
okay.
because I
confused
had to
about that
hold her
too.
down. I had to hold her down because she wouldn't stay still. So they just jabbed her leg. So,
So
I mean,
her
Like an EpiPen.
understandably, like I'm sure it's sore. But it is, I guess, like a very rare side effect. And so I was like,
Oh,
Georgia,
crap.
like, you need to tell me, is this
Yeah.
for real? Because if it is, like, I have to take
For
you to
real life, as she
hospital.
says. Your
Yeah,
daughter
real
likes to
real
say,
life.
life.
for
I'm
real
telling the
life.
truth. She did say that it just hurt. She didn't need to go to
Wait,
the
I can't.
hospital,
You have
but she
to
also proceeded to
crawl.
crawl to the
Yeah,
bathroom.
that's the best.
Um, I know it was. So I really, in that moment though, had to
Wow.
like channel all of my frustration and irritation and try to have
Mm,
some empathy and compassion for her. It was really hard for me in that moment to do because
it's
like I
tough.
can't even begin to express how over the top this reaction was. And so yeah, I had to like call on all of the strategies that we talk about in our course. I had to use my parenting alter ego. I had to use some breathing
Oh,
exercises. I had to
man.
take a little break and take some space and come back.
Good
Wait, so
job,
what would your
sweetie.
parenting alter ego be called in this specific situation?
mm,
Do you have a name
that's
for
a good
it?
question. Okay.
For
I
her? For
think
her, him,
if,
or them?
oh, like you mean what would I have called myself?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I want you to have like a superhero
Um,
name.
hmm,
Or like a
maybe.
drag queen name, either one.
Ah, okay. I'm not really good at coming up with stuff on the spot, but I'm just
Oh,
going
I'm
to
so
close
sorry.
my eyes and say whatever
Just
comes to
what comes to
mind.
mind?
Okay. Mira, the Royal Detective, which is a show that the kids are watching on Disney Plus right now. I don't
If
know. It's the
I'm
I
first
had to
thing that
guess
came to
that
my
gun to my
mind.
head, I would never have come up with that.
It's actually a really great show. Mira, the Royal
Okay.
Detective. Highly recommend, but she's in charge.
Is it
She
better
solved
than
those
Vampirella or
mysteries.
whatever that one is?
Which one?
Oh,
Oh, Vampirina.
Vampirina. That show's
Vampirina, that's
got some
also a good
good
one.
music.
Highly recommend. Highly
so that
recommend.
was
Maybe I
Okay.
should have
Thursday
said
that
Taylor Swift.
Oh.
yeah. So that was Thursday that we did that and we got frozen yogurt after it. That frozen yogurt was so freaking good, by the way.
I know. I know.
And then Friday we all got to see Taylor Swift, which was
We
so fun.
did.
And
Such a treat.
cannot get those songs out of my head. Like no matter what your feelings are about that woman, she is a true
She can write.
brilliant, brilliant artist. I mean, incredibly talented. It's amazing.
Yeah. It was so nice
But I
just to
cannot
like
get those
sit in
songs
a
out of my
lounge
head.
chair too
You know, it really
and
was
eat
like in a dark
popcorn.
theater with some buttered
Oh,
popcorn.
and our
And we had
friend
such good
came and she didn't like we didn't know she was coming until right before, and then she was sitting in the back and we found out that she was there the whole
She texted
time.
us. She's like, "Hey, I'm here, but I'm sitting in the back."
and we had
And
such
then
good
one of her texts
candy.
was, she looks really good in this one.
Yeah,
It was amazing.
I can't get the songs out of my head.
And
What's your
then we
favorite?
celebrated Dwayne's birthday, Leah's
Oh yeah.
husband's birthday on Sunday in
I think my
Saturday in
favorite
Napa.
is I think my favorite might be the one where she's like talking about the person who's obsessed with her. Like who I
Mm-hmm.
don't know what it's called. But I like them all.
Mm.
But
Isn't
yes,
it
we did
romantic?
celebrate. Oh yeah. But we did celebrate my husband's birthday in Napa
That
That's
was a
such
cool
a
and
great
spot.
spot.
children, except for baby Nolan,
Baby
which
Nolan
was
was there.
fun.
His
Our
second
little Lenny.
Oktoberfest.
Yes. Baby's second
Um,
Oktoberfest.
he's been home for a week and a half and he's been to 2 Oktoberfest, so I don't know what that says about us as parents. And I don't know that I've been to an Oktoberfest in like 10 years, so I don't know how this is
Wait, you
happening.
should have dressed him up in like lederhosen.
I know, unfortunately he's so small that like nothing fits in.
Oh my God, you could use
But
like
he's grown.
shoelaces as the little suspenders.
Wow, it sounds like you have a plan for
Or a ribbon,
Halloween.
little ribbon.
Aaliyah is
Yeah. He
really
mostly
on
just wears a
fire.
onesie and a diaper, but that sounds
Right,
like
right.
it would be pretty entertaining for us.
Maybe if you have
All
some
right, girls, should
spare
we jump into these questions?
yeah.
We should.
Okay, so our first one is from Melissa in Portland, Oregon. And she is asking, she says, I recently caught my teen vaping. Uh-oh. And we had a long conversation about it. And while they admitted to trying to stop, I suspect they're still doing it. Naughty, naughty. I want to support them without pushing them away, but I'm not sure how to balance holding them accountable with showing understanding. How can I best guide my teen through this? I feel like this
This
is
reminds
a
me so much
really
of,
common
yeah, we had
So
a
phenomenon with
common.
vaping.
parent ask us
Yeah.
this when we were recording another podcast. The producer on the other podcast was
Yeah.
asking us really super similar to this, that like
Yeah.
she had caught the kid vaping, she talked to him about it, and then was like, I feel like he's still doing it, but I don't want to be like in his room looking through all his stuff all the
Or
time.
like when
And
he comes home and his eyes are red or glazed
yeah,
over. Like, yeah.
I
Well, what
think,
do you ladies think?
yeah. I I mean, gosh, this one is so tricky because again, this kind of goes to as your kids get older, you have less and less control. And these teens are so smart, like the lengths that they will go to hide and hide vapes and procure vapes is wild. And
mm,
also reminding yourself like it's an addiction. So it can be really challenging for a teen who is vaping to just quit. Like they may want to quit, um, but it might not be possible without certain kinds of intervention, depending on how often your teen is using and what their relationship with vaping is.
yeah.
Hmm.
I feel like for me, the main thing here is like education more than
Yeah,
anything, because that is what you do have control over. And these teens
right.
are really smart, but they are so clueless when it comes to vaping. Like, I cannot tell you the amount of conversations that I've had where they don't understand that nicotine is in it. They think that they're smoking
Right,
tobacco. They don't get that it's nicotine. Like they think that
right.
nicotine is only in a cigarette, or like I can't remember what those called, but the little things that they put, the little pouches, or
Oh, the
it's like,
pouches.
Oh,
Yeah.
Zins?
but like,
Are those Zins?
thank you. Yeah, Zins. They'll be like, that's nicotine, but a vape isn't nicotine, that's tobacco. Like they don't even understand that
It's all the
nicotine
same.
is like THC and tobacco is like marijuana. Like they don't,
Wait, no, not nicotine is like THC.
but nicotine is the addictive substance.
Oh, oh,
Nicotine is the
oh, oh, yes, yes,
Nicotine
yes.
is the like
Right.
comparative to THC.
Yes, yes, yes.
Um, but they are really clueless about what's actually in there. I had one kid tell me one time that they're totally fine with vaping
Oh, I
weed
remember.
because it doesn't have anything bad in it
Oh, because it's
versus
natural.
because it's natural. And then like
Yeah.
a tobacco vape isn't natural because tobacco, and this is exactly what they said, tobacco doesn't grow in the ground like weed does. And I was like, oh,
Oh,
yes, it does. It does. Sure does. So I think that the education around this and like what are the other components that are in a vape, um, and just helping them like make a decision for themselves in a really non-judgmental way. And Hannah, get curious,
get
right?
curious.
And
Like being
don't say
like,
naughty, naughty. Don't say
Naughty,
that to them.
naughty.
Roof.
With your finger.
Yeah. No,
but like
yeah. Because like
just
what's the
be,
motivation behind it? Is it because oh just
yeah,
all your friends are doing it so you're like, "Sure, I'll do it." Or is
exactly.
it like something that you're
I'm
doing
super
out of
stressed out.
habit or is it
I
something you're
think too,
doing
like,
because
how
you're
does it
super
make you
anxious and it like calms you down?
yeah, I think the feeling is really important in this. Like, how do you feel when you are doing it? How do you feel
Yeah.
when there's like a withdrawal? Like, all of those different things and
Yeah.
how it affects you. Also, Caitlin, I love your tool of like looking up the people who are behind
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
all of
Like
these
the
like vaping
CEOs of
companies,
these
the
companies.
CEOs, and like I think
Yeah.
that just that, like, I mean, I hold on to that. It's in my brain now. Anytime that, that this comes up is to do that because
Yeah.
I think it's such a good idea. And I
And
think it's
just
And
helping
such
them.
what
a
Hannah means is,
oh yeah,
Caitlin, like, will look up the CEOs and be like, "Is this who you want to give your money to?" Like, so
Yeah,
that
and
the
just
teens understand, you know.
helping them understand like that these products were literally created to target them because
Yeah,
teen use of cigarettes was way down, and so it was like, how can we make this fun and hip and cool again?
yeah,
um and trying to give them more power over their own lives.
yeah, I really
Because I
like
think
that
when you
idea.
lead with control, you're just gonna get pushback. But when you lead with like, hey, like, let's talk about this more. Let's research this together. I want to understand this. Is this something that you're seeing everywhere? Is it really hard to get rid of? Like this question literally says that they've admitted that they're trying to stop. So like, what are they doing to try to stop? Do they need more support
right,
around that? Like leaning more into that than the like, you can't ever do this because we
right.
don't have control over that, right? Like, hey, I'm
That's not
hearing
going
you
to
say you want to
work.
stop. Like, how can I
Right.
support you with this? Can we get like have gum everywhere so that you can have something to do
Right, like, what's the
tactilely? Yeah.
replacement behavior
Yeah.
instead of I had, a student who we came up with a plan where they always had Tic Tacs with them in their
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
pocket, and like every time they felt an urge, they just like popped a Tic Tac in their mouth.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
love
just like
that.
finding something to occupy their mouth or their hands to kind of scratch that itch. And then, of course,
Hmm.
like it's usually deeper than that. So also
For
dealing
sure.
with the feelings
the feelings.
underneath
Yeah.
the habit.
Right. Is it
Yeah.
social? Is it coping? Is it a combination of those and trying to
Hmm.
figure out what that is and support them in coming up with a plan? And then also resources. Like it might not be you that they want to talk to about this, and that's okay. But like, is there an Alateen at their school or like Tupi is super popular. It's like a tobacco use and prevention education program. And is there something that they can access that's outside of you to get help with this? And
Right.
most schools have resources around it.
I also think too, like it's okay as parents to talk about boundaries around this with your kids and be like, this isn't something that we're okay with as a family because this has a negative impact on your health. So
Okay.
if we find this in the house, like we are not okay with you having this in our home and there will be consequences
Yeah.
to you
Yeah.
having this in our home. We
I feel
can't
like that
control
kind of,
what you do, but
yeah, I feel like that kind of goes back to like how we say as associating it with a value
yeah.
too, like
Hmm.
a boundary with the value of your family. And I feel like that's a good time that you could also talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to sum up, like making sure that the boundary at home is very clear of like, this is what our expectation is, but then leading with support and helping them navigate healthier options and what their own personal goals are. And those two don't have to be conflicting, right? Like the value can
Right.
be in our house. We are not going to have vapes. And also, I get that you're a person who exists outside of this house. And so I want to support you in making healthier choices
Right. I
always.
Totally.
think that's a really
And
good starting place for
yeah.
Beautiful.
Melissa from Portland.
All right. Should we
Amazing.
move to numero dos?
Yes.
Let's
Okay.
do
So this
it.
one's from Elena in New Mexico. Okay. So my teen has always been a little moody, but lately it feels different. Some days they're super upbeat, and other days they seem really shut down, spending hours alone in their room on their phone, um, snapping at me over the smallest things and just refusing to talk. I'm having a hard time telling if this is just typical teenage moodiness or if it's a sign that something more serious is going on. How do I know when to step in and get help versus when to just give them space? We have a
Good
blog
question.
post on this on our
Yeah,
website.
We sure do.
we
We
sure
have,
do.
we also have a blog post about how to get them support if you need
We
to get
do.
a hold of
Yes,
them.
true.
Um,
Yeah.
Well, I think first of all, you want to kind of notice are the things that are happening with your teen, are they having a negative impact on their ability to function in their day-to-day life? Because
mhm.
obviously, teens are going through, as we've talked about, lots of different kinds of changes in terms of their hormones, their the chemicals in their brain, figuring out their identity amongst their peers. So yes, there are like levels of normalcy around moodiness and, behavioral changes. But are those things impacting their ability to be able to function day to day? That's kind of the tipping point where you might
Mhm.
want to start to think about getting extra support. So that might look like they are sleeping so late that they are getting to school and missing their first period class a couple times a week. Or maybe they've stopped going to an activity that they normally do after school or spending time with their friends. Maybe they are eating less or eating more. So, kind of paying attention to those basic human needs of like connection, food, sleep, um,
I
and
think
what
of like
what is that looking
Maslow's
like?
hierarchy
Yeah,
of needs, right? Like,
right.
so we have, oh God, this is going to really test my psych degree, but at the at the base, it's like, what are your basic needs for survival? Food, water, shelter, and then it goes up like connection, relationship, and we want to make sure that those basic needs are being met, and if they're not, then that's concerning.
Yeah. Um, And I wonder too, like, I think it'd be interesting to find out more in terms of what the communication or dialogue has been up to this point between
Yeah,
the
that's
parent and the child. Like
Hmm.
maybe the child is going through things that are normal and the parent is anxious about it, which is fair and understandable. And the parent is kind of like pushing, 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 which is then kind of
Yeah.
like we talked about with the rubber band theory in
Hmm.
our last episode, which shuts the child down specifically from like engaging with their parent, but in other areas of their life, they're
Yeah.
totally fine.
yeah.
Yeah, I know. I feel like a lot of times what I see is like parents being like, it seems like something's off. Tell me what's going on. Like all of these things, and then that pulls the kid away. And so some strategies that could be helpful is even just sending your kid a text and saying like, or writing them a little note and leaving them in their room. So that way they have time to respond and they can respond in the way that feels best to them. Like I have a lot of kids that tend to want to engage with their parents about tough stuff in writing instead of in
I
Yeah.
like
person, or at
that.
least to start that conversation, or to say like, this is what's going on. I don't want you to ask questions about it. I don't want to talk about it, but I just want you to know. And
I feel like
so
we used
sending
to
a
do that,
text,
Aaliyah.
Hmm.
Writing. Yeah, we would write stuff, I feel like,
Yeah.
to mommy and
a
papa
little
and
note.
back and forth. Yeah.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
think it's
It's just like
confusing for
lower
parents
pressure.
because it's like there are moments where their teens are like, I need you, I need you. We talk about this in
Hmm.
our course, like, and the
Yeah.
parent isn't available for whatever
Yeah.
reason. And then the parent is like, what's going on? Tell me everything. And the kid is like, leave me alone. I don't want to talk to you about my
Totally.
problems. And so
The I
something
hate
that
you, don't leave
we,
me
I
dynamic.
hate, yes. So like something in the middle of that is letting your teen know that you care about them and that you're available if and when they want to talk and doing
Hmm.
activities with them that we call this face to face, but give them space. So, like, you are in proximity with them when they're having a hard time or when you notice they're a little shut down, and letting them know that you're available if they need you, but you're not all up in their grill and like interrogating them. So maybe you're just
Hmm.
watching a show together. Maybe you walk the dog together. Maybe you just eat a meal together. So you're there, you're sharing space, but there's no pressure for them to feel like they have to, answer all of your
Spill
questions.
their guts. Yeah. Yeah. So a little prompt, if you were going to write a text or leave a note, would just be like, hey, this is what I'm noticing, right? You don't want to put your feelings on them. Like, you seem off or something seems wrong, but like, I'm noticing that you're, and like, lead with facts. I'm noticing that you're in your room more, or that you're on your phone more, or whatever it might be. Um, and I just want to make sure that you know that I'm here for you. And anytime you want to talk about what's going on, I'm here to listen. Something
Yeah.
like simple like that. So that way you're opening that door. And if your kid is asking for support, if they're saying, I want to talk to a therapist, or I need another adult to talk to, listen to that, even if you're not sure why. Because there could be something
They
going
might not
on
want to
that.
open up to you. They might
Hmm.
just need to talk to somebody else. And it's I think as parents we want to know everything and understand
Yeah.
what's going on because we love our kids and we want to help them and it's so hard to see them in pain. And sometimes we just a lot of times we aren't the person that they they need in that moment.
Yeah,
And I love how you
it's
said,
hard.
Caitlin, like focusing on the facts. Like, it's not going to go over well if you're like, hey, Susie, I'm noticing that you're so moody lately.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
they're
Like,
not going to respond
God,
well to
calm down.
that.
Yeah, that might be the instinct. And that's okay if that feels like the instinct, but just
Yeah.
remember that's probably not going to have the reaction that you're wanting.
And
Yeah.
then I just pulled up our blog about this. We have a blog on our website. So if you go to Press and Features and then you go to blog, it's called Supporting Your Teen When and How to Seek Professional Mental Health Help. And so we have a lot of different signs to look for, and then types of therapists for teenagers, how to find the right therapist, like in your network or out of your network. And then we also have like other online resources available for you to check out as well. So,
Yep,
And
it
our
can be
website is in the show notes.
it can be a
yes.
really hard thing to navigate finding a therapist, and you don't have to go with the first person that you meet. And so giving yourself space and your teen space to test out different
Yeah.
options
There's two
can
at
be
the
really
very end of
beneficial.
the blog post. We have supporting your teen through the process. And I'm going to read these because I think they're important. So the first one is normalizing mental health. The second one is involving them in the decision. The third one is encouraging open communication. The fourth one is be patient, which I think is super important. And then respect their confidentiality. So just some quick
Mhm.
ways that you can support your teen through all of this.
Yeah, and I think we go into more detail on all those. So if you're wanting more out
Yes,
of
we
this
do. Yeah.
conversation, we got ya.
Yes, we do. It can be really hard to
Okay.
find a therapist too, like even, as adults, like
Yeah.
that is also, it's hard. So,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
all right, let's
Definitely. I
bring
feel
it to
like
our
I
last one.
often help people in my life find a therapist that are like looking for somebody because it's really hard to know what to ask
Yeah,
and all of that. So that's a
totally.
good
And the
resource for
financial
that.
aspect of it too.
I love how all of us like independently tried to move on to the next question, but then somebody else like had something else to say.
So us. Okay,
I
I'm
So,
gonna
know.
do it.
Okay, just
Laura
go for it.
okay.
S., San Diego. Okay, her daughter texted her at midnight saying that she wants to start going to the gym and go on a diet. Her her weight has always been something that she's struggled with. Over the years, the family's tried to encourage healthy habits like walking, getting more movement, making better food choices, and as a family, they model an active lifestyle with CrossFit, running, cooking healthy meals together. Um, the Laura says that she's worked hard to build her daughter's confidence and help her feel proud of who she is, but she also knows that she could feel better if she had some more sustainable changes. She doesn't want to overwhelm her or trigger unhealthy thinking. She asks, where should I start to support her with a positive, realistic approach, and are there resources you recommend? So I've
It's a
had
big
this
question.
happen in private practice before. It's so hard because you don't want to pendulum swing them to the other direction. Um, and also, like, there are times where our teens need to make healthier choices around eating and exercise.
Hmm.
And so having those conversations really delicately is super important. I like a lot of the things that Laura's doing, encouraging healthy habits as a family, cooking healthy meals together, all of that I think is really powerful and important. And so one of the things that pops into my mind, this is one of my pet peeves, is when people put morality onto food. And so saying like, I need to make good choices or I'm being good. Like if somebody offers you cookies, being like, oh, no, I'm not going to have one. I'm being good, or I've been so good lately. I always say food doesn't have morality. It's okay if you decide you don't want to eat something. You can say like, oh, like my stomach doesn't want that right now or whatever. But eliminating that kind of talk, I think, is really, really
All
crucial.
foods are created equal.
I need to do
Exactly.
that.
And
I like that.
yeah, thank
We
you.
Hannah, we learned that in one of our in one of the feeding courses that we took for our
Oh,
kids.
whoopsies, forgot.
And your
You know
husband was
what?
like, that is not true. Not all foods are created equal.
Sometimes repetition matters, but like it's sometimes things make you feel better or worse, and that's okay to say like that makes me feel good to eat that or that makes me feel not good. But the food in and of itself, you're not a good person if
Right.
you avoided eating a
Right.
donut.
Hmm.
Um
I had
So
a
I
little
think
bite of a
that is
donut today, and it was so
Is
good.
it
It was
so
in the
good?
wasn't
staff lounge.
so
It was in the staff
delicious.
lounge. Yeah, I was
I
like, I was
regret
a
not going
bad,
and getting one.
I was a bad girl.
No, that's exactly what I'm
Don't
saying
say
not to do,
that.
Hannah.
I know. That's why
You
I
need
was.
to model for our listeners.
I
Yes.
said
No,
it.
you
I
are
was
not.
trying to be funny.
You're just
You
making a
listened
joke.
I was making
you
a
listened
joke,
to your
everybody.
instincts.
That's why I said it like that. No, it was
Wait, what
really
did
good,
you
and
say
I
earlier?
What?
what?
Naughty,
Naughty,
When you
naughty.
naughty.
naughty naughty.
Naughty, naughty. And then you also were like, rot, rot.
Ruh-roh. Yeah, you're in a goofy mood. I love it.
Your like one-liners, Hannah, never fail to.
They
Right.
are
Actually,
pretty
in your
entertaining.
the speech that I gave at your wedding, I think that I like included all of the random little words and phrases over the years that you've coined because
Created.
there are
You have a
many.
lot
Yeah,
of them.
there's a
Yeah.
lot. Yeah.
Back to the question.
Back to the question. A
Um,
circle back.
Another thing that I think is really, really important is using the word nourish when you're talking about eating. So like
Oh.
instead of like, oh, you need to eat, like you need to nourish your body, or so using language like that I think is really important, because nourishing is very different than eating, right? Eating is just
Mhm.
putting food
Totally.
into our body. Nourishing is
Mhm.
like eating things that make us feel good, that make us feel strong and healthy, that enable us to be able to work out or play sports or just exist as people.
Yeah.
So those are
Body
two
image
of
Um,
is
my
so body image is so hard, especially too with social media and seeing
complicated.
pictures of yourself and all of that as well.
I think too,
Totally.
like, always we like to say, get curious. Like her daughter
Hmm.
texted her this at midnight, which means like she's
Hmm.
up thinking about this.
On a
So
phone.
I on her phone, um,
Naughty,
I would
naughty.
be I would just be like I would be asking her some open-ended, non-judgmental
Hmm.
questions about kind of where this desire came from. Like, why now? What is her goal with this? Like, what is she hoping for?
Yeah.
To try to kind of figure out the motivation. Like, is it coming from a healthy place, or are there maybe some things underneath it that
Hmm.
maybe like as a parent you might be like, I need to kind of pay attention to this,
Yeah.
or be on top of this,
One
especially
pattern that
because she said her weight's something she's always struggled with.
struggled with. Yeah. One thing that I've just noticed from working with teens is obviously there's a huge increase in the use of GLP-1s, especially with
What?
women that are ages 30 to like 50. And so there is a lot of moms who are using
Mm,
GLP-1s who
Oh
used to
my
be
gosh.
larger than their teen daughters.
that's
And
so
then
interesting. I
they
never
Wow.
lose
like made
weight.
that connection.
Yeah, and they lose weight, and the teen daughter is witnessing them lose this drastic amount of weight, and not that that's a bad thing. Like that might be a
No.
really healthy decision for the mom to be making. And also it can be confusing. This is like so niche, but I've been watching, as everybody knows, I have a newborn, so lots of TV watching. And I've been watching Love Thy Neighbor. And
I
there's a
haven't
whole
gotten to that episode
episode.
yet.
It's really interesting because it's about these four sisters who are all models, and they're very, very, very thin. And there's a whole episode about one of them like shopping different GLP-1 doctors.
Wait,
So
which one
she's
is it?
taking the main one, Brooks. She's
Oh, she's
taking
the one.
multiple doses of GLP-1. So like not just one supplement, but she's getting like from different providers and taking multiple at the same time.
Does she have side
Um
effects?
yeah, she gets really ill. She like passes out, and she says like, I
Oh
do
my
this all the
God.
time because I need to. And so I think that I think it's just really important for our young people to know that like going all the way in one direction of like huge weight loss is
Yeah.
not healthy or sustainable, but they might be witnessing people that are doing
Right.
that, especially on
Right.
social media. And so just having those conversations are
Yeah. It's just like
so
another
crucial.
layer that
Hmm.
wasn't necessarily part
I didn't
of the
think about
picture
Wasn't a
that.
thing
If,
before.
before.
yeah, if like parents are on a GLP and then for their
Which
kid, if,
again,
yeah.
there's no judgment
Yeah,
about that
Oh,
at
we
all.
fully
absolutely
support
not.
that.
Yeah.
And it might be something that is even healthy for the parent, like a good
Yeah.
thing, but a child watching their parent drastically lose weight
Yeah.
can have an impact on how, and it doesn't mean that
Totally.
you shouldn't be doing it, but it can have an
Right.
impact on them being like, wait, how
Right.
are you doing all of this so quickly, or effectively? And yeah, I've definitely seen that come up before. And the kid even being like, yeah, my mom's taking something, I don't really know what it is, but it's really making her lose weight and I want to lose weight too.
Hmm.
I've had that like exact conversation before.
What are your thoughts on like, because it says that she wants more movement, or over the
Hmm.
years that they've encouraged healthy habits like walking and more movement for the mom or the parents to Laura to like walk with her daughter, like try it. Would that be something?
I think that's great. I mean, I think any type of movement and time together is a good thing. Going to yoga
Yeah.
classes together,
Yeah.
Pilates classes, or
Taking a
workout
dance
classes in
class.
any
Yeah.
capacity,
Because
like
I feel like that could
that's
be a
never
good
going to be
activity. Yeah. Like a bonding,
totally
you
and
know.
supportive. Hmm. Um, yeah, I think the key thing in this is that the kid is saying that they want help with it and not the parent being like, I want my daughter to lose weight. And so really trying to follow her lead of like, hey, I got this text from you. Like,
Hmm.
I think you're beautiful and amazing. And I also want you to feel comfortable and happy in your body
Hmm.
and feel healthy and good. What can I do to support you?
Yeah. I like
Yeah.
that a lot. I like
And
that.
really leading from a place of like, what makes you feel? I mean, we talk about this with social media and just phone use in general. Like, how do you feel when you eat certain foods that make you feel nourished
Hmm.
versus junk food? How do you feel when you
Right.
get up and move your body? Like, really leaning into like how you feel instead of the aesthetic piece.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Good questions for this episode.
I
Yay.
know.
Quite
And
quite a
Well,
finally,
range. You got
if you want
we
to
went
follow us, you ready for my spelling? You can find us at
ready.
Cultivating
I'm so
Roots,
impressed.
CultivatingRoots on Instagram, Facebook. Our website is cultivatingroots.com. Please submit any questions. There's a contact
yeah.
form on our website, as well as just hit us up in the DMs. We love getting DMs from people, and especially when it leads to questions for for our podcast.
Yes.
Yes.
Have a
And also on our
great day.
oh, one other thing too on our
Right.
website, if you go to the podcast link at the very top, there's a place to submit questions as well. I
Yes.
noticed to that last week, and so I just wanted to point that out
You
because
noticed that. Okay.
Your coder
okay.
put that in, aka
Yeah.
me.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
our coder Caitlin has
All right, girlies, have a
Okay.
great rest of your Monday, and thanks everyone for
okay.
listening.
All right, bye
Bye.
guys.